Hello everyone and welcome to the Bacon Boss's podcast, Confessions of a Bacon Boss. This is where we share real stories from behind the scenes of bacon businesses. The wins, the wobbles and the lessons that you only learn by doing. We are Charlotte and Jo, two northern girls who built our own bacon businesses through trial and error, consistency and a hell of a lot of showing up. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Rain Accounting, an expert accountancy firm who support bacon businesses and small business owners to feel confident with their finances. Rain Accountant was founded by Nicole, a straight-talking accountant who understands the reality of running a business alongside real life and believes accountancy should feel supportive, clear, accessible, and most of all, not intimidating. Bacon Bosses is the community and business behind this podcast, created to support hobby bakers and bacon business owners with practical guidance and genuine support. That support also lives inside our membership, the Bake Boss Club, where bakers get ongoing help to build success on their terms. This podcast is one part of that. Honest conversations, shared experiences, and a reminder that you're not doing this alone. Welcome back everyone to Confessions of a Bacon Boss, the messy and marvellous truth behind bacon for a living.
So we are Charlotte and Jo, and today's guest is right at the start of her bacon business journey, and she's someone who I think a lot of our listeners will relate to.
Absolutely. So we're chatting to Dawn Walton, the owner of Dawnie's Bakeaway, and Dawn's actually a full-time mum, a wife, and to top it all off, on top of the bacon as well, she's a part-time medical secretary for the NHS as well. But since July last year, she's set up and been running her own business, making cakes and sweet treats. So a very busy person, I would say.
Yeah. Well, I do love that Dawn is at the right at the start of this journey. It's exciting, it's raw, and we can't wait to hear how it's gone.
Yeah, so you're probably so far the person that we've talked to who's the most new in business, just by a little bit actually. But yeah, it's a bit daunting and it can be a little bit overwhelming in the beginning as well, I think, when you're setting up your business. So before we go into all of the nitty gritty and the serious stuff, what would you say, Dawn, is your favourite bake to make for your family at home? Where did everything stem from? What's your favourite bake?
It kind of stemmed from bro nuts. Yeah, my aunt absolutely loved them. It was just something I wanted to try. I saw it and I thought, oh, that's quite unique. And I bake on and off, nothing fancy. And I gave them a try because of some health conditions, she couldn't have certain chocolate and stuff. So bro nuts were ideal because they were dark chocolate that she could have, and she absolutely loved them. And it just kind of started from there, really. But that's the thing that was my signature, really, that it all started out with.
The bro nuts. And then I don't know if it was anything like me, but when I made some cupcakes right in the beginning, and I used a children's recipe book, I'd never baked on my own before. The last time I baked, I think I was with my mum when I was probably 5. And so I got this kids' book out, and then we posted the photos online, and it just seemed to snowball from there, where people were like, oh, I would like some cupcakes. Did the similar happen to you?
Yeah, a bit. And to be fair, I often do bake for work because it's busy. It's a lot of public facing, and we eat to get through. So I often bake quite a lot for work, and it was my team leader, and she's also one of my really good friends, and she said, "You can do this, I was like, "Don't be silly. I'm just baking for you lot. It's fine." Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how it started to snowball from there.
Yeah, it's mad how it does start. You don't realise that you can do it. And it's all everyone so far has said that it's been other people encouraging them.
Yeah, I was just thinking that just seems to be something that everyone has said so far, doesn't it? Somebody else has said you can do this, and then we're the ones that's no, we can't.
You put yourself down, don't you? And you think, oh, I can't do that because of X, Y, and Z, or who would buy, whatever I'm making. But they will.
Yeah.
Absolutely will.
Yeah.
So, Dawn, every guest who comes onto the Confessions of a Baking Boss podcast, we're asking to share a confession. You know, names in the title. So something funny or shocking or just something honest about your baking journey so far. Like, have you got something really funny that's happened? Or I know you're quite early on, or just like a nightmare customer. Anything that you want to share?
I mean, my 8-year-old daughter's my nightmare customer for what birthday cake she wants. But in the summer, I did drop my mother-in-law's birthday cake
Oh my
as we
gosh, I
were going
remember
to the
seeing
park.
that, yeah. Oh, but it was really hot, wasn't it? Was it like when it was the hot weather?
It was really, really hot. It was in July, and I had one of the cake carriers. I didn't put it in a box. Why I didn't put it in a box, I'll never know. And I put it in the box, and it was in the boot, and it was starting to melt. So I was taking it out of the boot in Sainsbury's to put it in the front with me in the air condition, and it went all over the car park.
Oh my goodness. Like your mother-in-law as well.
I mean, I was so pleased that it wasn't a customer, because I was like, what would I have done? And I mean, I did quickly run into Sainsbury's and buy her another one, but I was like, oh my God. It was covered in, it was unsalvageable. It was
I bet your heart just sank.
Did you just have to like walk away from it and like...
Well, I just kind of scooped it up off the floor and put it all on the cake carrier.
What do you do with it?
It's
Because
like
I couldn't leave it in the car park.
Like if other people were around. I remember once I was buying double cream from Aldi. I don't know. I think I was making a cheesecake, so I didn't have enough double cream. So I went along to Aldi. I didn't have a bag with us. I didn't have a pound for a trolley or anything. So I'm just balancing the double cream.
Yeah.
And they just slipped out, like at the checkouts in Aldi, and obviously it burst. So there was double cream all over the floor and everything. And I just, you just wanted like the ground to chew you up. I was just standing there like, what am I going to do? Like, is anyone going to help us here?
Yeah. Oh,
definitely. But I ended up going to my mother-in-law's because we were going there straight afterwards. And I was like, well, I did make your birthday cake, but this is what happened.
And was she all right about it? Did she have a laugh about it?
Oh, I mean, she did find it quite funny, and I ended up obviously took photos, and I was like, right, that's going in the bin. But she did have other birthday cake that I quickly ran and bought. Thank God I was in the car park. If I'd been anywhere else, I don't know what I was going to do.
Oh, it's a good story to tell, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Dawn, you've always loved baking. So, why did it go from a hobby to something like when it turned into a business? How did that happen? Like,
it was after my aunt died. She died in April 2024. She'd been poorly for a long time. She'd had a brain tumour which had left her blind. And then a few years ago, she ended up with breast cancer. And she passed away. And do you know what it is? People were telling us to do it. And I was like, life's too short. If I don't do it now, I'm like 42. When am I going to do it? So I just thought, do you know what it is? I'm going to do it. And I literally just I'm not a decisive person whatsoever. And I just thought, I've got to go for it, because if I don't do it now, I'll be going, well, what if I'd done it? What if I tried it? And I didn't want to do that. So that's how it started. And then I had a lovely one-to-one with you, Jo, and I've been to Charlotte's decorating classes. And
I know. It takes loads of different elements, though, doesn't it, to like have the confidence to actually get yourself going. Like, how long have you actually been baking for? Like, all your life?
So basically it started at home ec at secondary school. I could make a mean Victoria sandwich, and it just kind of started from there. I mean, I let go a little bit when I had Grace, but just baking on and off, it's just something I've always loved to do. And it was just like, with everybody like pushing us, and my husband and my mum and dad are just so supportive, and my friends, I was just like, I've got to do it now. So yeah.
So do you think that Dawnie's Bakeaway came to life? Do you think it was mainly just because people encouraging you and pushing you towards it, or do you think that somewhere deep down you sort of were thinking, I would love to make this a little bit more? Or is it like both?
I think it's both. I've always wanted to make it a bit more, but just didn't have the push to do it. And I think those life events just pushed us to just say, actually, just do it. You'll regret it if you don't.
I think that's so true. Like, I think people, like, you do realise, don't you, when there's been a death and someone dies and you realise, like, life doesn't go on forever.
No.
And it's not a dress rehearsal. And you sort of look at your own life and think, well, is this really what I want to be doing? Or is there more to it? And then I think for some people, it does push you into making decisions like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, since then, I mean, we've had a bit of a shocking year because my sister-in-law passed away in October and my grandma died in March. So it's just been a snowball of events, but the bacon's actually been so therapeutic to just take myself away from everybody and just think of that and not have to think about other things. So it's been like a twofold thing since I've started. It's been great to just have it there.
And what's it been like, Dawn, like balancing the bacon business in your life? Have you got like that good balance?
Probably not, no. I think I'm still working on that. I'm still working on that. That's something which is why I'm pleased I'm with you both, because I need to learn to be able to juggle. I'm not good at organising anyway. And I think, I need that structure. I need people just guiding us, just telling us how it should be or how you should be doing things. Not how you should be doing things, but how they do things, and it gives us a guidance, So at times it's manic, at other times it's all right, but I'm going to have to learn to say no, I think.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Not even like it's not like somebody telling you the way that it should be done. I think it's when people share their own experience of what's worked for them, sort of thing, isn't it? Because like, for anyone who's listening who doesn't know, me and Jo run a membership called the Bake Boss Club, and Dawn's one of the members. So we've got a great group of bakers there who the range of ages is huge, isn't it? There's people in the late 60s, there's people in the 20s, and everything in between. And everyone's got something else to bring to the table in terms of advice. So you just learn so much every day from things that you don't even know you didn't know. Like the different conversations. What do you think, Dawn?
Yeah, I mean, the group is just so diverse. I've never had a group like it that's been so supportive, like cheering each other on, being able to give each other hints and tips about so many different things. It's just absolutely, it's like a whole new set of friends.
It is, yeah.
In my phone.
I've
never had many WhatsApp messages in my life.
I know, same. You look away for a couple of hours, because we've got a WhatsApp group as well, like as part of the membership, and everyone's super active, like sharing their photos of what they've been doing. But if you look away for a couple of hours, you've got to be prepared for about 300 notifications, haven't you? But it's great. Brilliant. So obviously you've been running for a little while now, set up in business. How has it felt stepping into the business world so far, like going from having baked for your colleagues in your day job and friends and family to now actually being a business, having those responsibilities, and also actually making things for real paying customers?
Scary. I'm not going to lie. It frightens the death out of us every time I hand a cake over, but I think it's always going to do that.
Yeah.
And I think there's a part of us, there's a self-confidence part of us thinking it's not good enough, it's not what they've asked for. Even though they turn around and say, yeah, it's lovely, it's amazing, and like the reactions you get online. But I think I'm always going to have that little part of like nagging at the back, but it's super scary.
Yeah.
I think it's dead natural, but it does calm down the more that you do it, I think. Although 5 years in, I still would say you're always a bit like holding your breath until you hear what the customer says. Like if I'm sending them a message and I'll say, oh, here's your cake, here's a photo before you collect it. I'm always a bit like, until they actually reply and say, yeah, it's good.
I think that's always going to be a part, but as much as it's scary, I love it. And I'm so pleased I took that leap to do it.
So what does like your normal weeks look like? What like bakes do you focus on?
So mainly I do quite a lot of cupcakes, treat boxes, and some birthday cakes as well. I've just done my first number cake today. I'm doing my first wedding cake coming up, which I
Oh,
said I would never do.
yeah, same.
But mainly cupcakes and treat boxes are me happy comfort place.
Yeah. I think it's quite common when bakers are setting up to think, oh, I'm going to focus on those little things, because I think it's a fear thing that you don't want to take on something that's a bit more challenging and new when you're still just learning the business side of things. Because I was very
Yeah.
much like that as well, and did cupcakes, and that's what I wanted to do. But over time, people would say, well, can you not make us a cake for this? Can you not do this cake? And I remember thinking, well, I barely know how to make a cupcake. How the heck am I going to be able to make a cake?
Yeah.
But then just started practicing, and now I'm obviously teaching other people how to decorate cakes, so I've done
Yeah.
a job. But yeah, it is
Yeah.
scary, isn't it?
Yeah,
So what's
very
the
much
biggest
so.
surprise you've had since launching, or the biggest learning curve you've had since opening your business?
Um, don't take too much on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big one. Um, yeah, learning to say no is a big one. And just managing your time more effectively, having a plan. Those, like weekly planners are an absolute amazing thing. And just writing down what you've got to do and when you've got to do it, and just juggling it around the day job as well. It works. So they're probably the three bigger learning curves that I've had.
Yeah, I think I would agree with those.
Definitely.
Definitely the not taking too much on, but it's experience, and it depends on
Yeah.
your personal life, your work life as well. So it's different for everyone, isn't it? Like no one can tell
Yeah.
you how you should boundary yourself. Only you know that,
No.
really, don't you?
Yeah.
So what would you say has been your proudest moment so far then in business?
Probably, I do the Macmillan bake sales every year, so they're probably my biggest thing. I've got another one this year, but I've decided to add treat boxes into it. So not only am I doing the bake sale for work, I'm also doing all the treat boxes. So that's, they were invaluable when we needed them, and I think that's one of my proudest achievements, raising money for them.
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it?
I am also doing something else as well, but I'm not allowed to say yet until
oh,
after.
right, okay. Suspense. Have you had any orders through yet that made you think, what the hell have I got myself into with this one? How am I going to pull this off?
Um, yeah, there's been a couple. There's been a couple of sort of monster cakes that have come through, and I'm thinking, I can't do this. Please don't ask me to do it. But it has come off, and everybody's been really happy about it. But I was just like, the fear in the head is just horrendous.
It's all in your head, though, isn't it? And you need a new challenge every now and again just to, get yourself learning.
Well, exactly. The thing is, it's all a learning curve. You've got to challenge yourself at some point, and if you don't, you're never going to learn. So
Yeah, you won't get on, will you?
no.
So since you've learned a lot since starting the business side of it, like on top of what you already knew from a baking perspective, but is there anything off the top of your head that you can think, God, I've really had to learn this now since starting up?
Maths.
Everything relies on your profit and how much money you're taking home relies on you getting those calculations spot on, and it doesn't help when the price of ingredients changes all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. And, the price of chocolate, you don't realise until you start doing this how much. I mean, yes, if you buy chocolate at home as a sweet treat, but it's ridiculous. And I'm so pleased my husband's there, because he's the mathematical brain, without a doubt. I'm useless at it. So I'm pleased he's there to be able to help us to work everything out, because otherwise I'd be falling short somewhere down the line.
It shows you, though, that it's dead important to keep a track of it, because things do change, and they change quickly. I remember last year, towards the end of December, I bought some own brand chocolate from one of the supermarkets, and then went back in like first week of January to get some more, and the price had doubled, like actually doubled. It went from 55 pence to £1.10, like in the space of a week. And if you're a baker who uses chocolate loads, like if you're making brownies or blondies, that's going to make a huge difference to your profit, and you're potentially going to have to change your prices, aren't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
And it just takes a lot of time, because if you sell on Etsy, say, for example, you then have to go into the listings, you have to change it all. That takes a lot of time. And it's something that the buyer wouldn't necessarily appreciate happens behind the scenes, but it's all your time. So that has to reflect in the price that you sell it for as well, which is why the price then goes up.
Yeah. And I think it's hard because the customer just genuinely doesn't understand that, because they'll say, well, you go to the supermarket and you can just knock up a Victoria sponge and like, but it's not as easy as that.
I know.
So Dawn, have you ever had a bake that you've completely messed up?
I'm touching wood when I say this, but not yet. Other than the cake being on the floor.
Other than that cake, yeah.
Yeah, other than that, not yet. And I'm hoping, I'll keep everything crossed, that I don't. Yeah, I haven't. I've had a near miss where I nearly forgot a cake, but other than
Yeah, I think we've all had one of them.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
But still survive.
Yeah, absolutely. But other than that, no.
What's your favourite cake flavour to bake?
I really like a carrot cake, and also me chocolate orange millionaire shortbread. Now I hate chocolate orange, but I love that.
It's funny that, because I don't like chocolate orange either, but there are some things that I can get away with when I think, oh, actually, that combination, that's all right.
It's a funny one.
But I couldn't just eat a Terry's chocolate orange. Ugh.
Oh,
No.
I could. Yeah.
No way. No way in hell. But I might try it on a Millionaires.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's really quite nice, and I've made a couple of coffee and walnut cakes, and I've started to try that as well. I hate coffee. Don't drink it. Don't touch the stuff. But actually, it's really nice.
Really? See, I absolutely hate coffee. Like I was saying earlier, if there was one thing I wish I liked, it was coffee, so that I could be part of the club who drinks coffee and go to Starbucks. But I actually hate it. But obviously, I add it into my chocolate fudge cakes to enhance the flavour of the chocolate, and then you can't really taste it in there. So maybe some tiny doses I might like.
Yeah.
Oh, but it is funny.
Yeah.
So is there a baking trend that you wish would just disappear?
I don't know. I mean, obviously everything's quite monstified at the moment, isn't it? And they creep me out.
La boo boo.
Yeah, they creep us out as well. I think I would wish it would disappear.
Yeah. I'm actually doing some birthday cupcakes with those little creatures on the top, and I don't like them.
The kids love them, obviously, and people have done well from selling things like that.
Yeah, they're everywhere, aren't they? Everywhere you look.
But I'm sick of seeing them now. It's ready for Christmas things.
Yeah.
I know we haven't had Halloween yet, but I'm so ready for Christmas bakes.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
So last of the quickfire questions then. What one gadget in your kitchen could you not live without?
Oh, there's a few. But I think it would have to be, obviously, my stand mixer. Couldn't be anywhere without that. It's just amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. My husband bought us it for Mother's Day 7 years ago, and it's still going strong, and I just love it. I couldn't be anywhere without that. So it takes so much time off doing it by hand. So yeah, that's the one gadget I wouldn't live without.
Yeah, I think I would agree. Or I've got a what's that? The KitchenAid. I've got a KitchenAid hand mixer, because I went through a phase of breaking hand mixers every week because they were just cheap things, and then the other half was like, right, I'm sick of this. So you went out and bought us a proper one, and it's lasted us since then. Touch wood again. It hasn't broke yet. Watch it'll break this week.
I remember when I first started and I didn't have a stand mixer. And I didn't really have much money when I was starting out, so I bought a hand mixer and I kept breaking them because I was trying to mix buttercream, and I broke it and bought another one, and I broke it and bought another one, and in the end I was like, I need a stand mixer, but I couldn't afford to get one, so I went on Facebook Marketplace and I got a Kenwood for 30 quid, a second-hand one. Still got it now and it's going strong. It's an absolute workhorse. The amount of hand mixers, electric hand mixers that I bought, I could have just went on Marketplace and bought me stand mixer, but I love it. And it's
worth it, isn't it? When you're doing plenty buttercream and things, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
So what advice would you give to someone listening who was right at the start or on the fence about starting but hasn't quite taken the leap yet?
Probably just do it is my first bit of advice, but just plan and be organised, and it'll all come together.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. I think if you set out like that, it's a good way to start, rather than just starting in a load of chaos, not really knowing what you're doing. Have a little bit of a plan, know what your goal is, and then take steps to reach it. Otherwise you're just winging it, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I winged it.
Yeah, so did I.
I made all the mistakes. Yeah.
You do make loads because you don't know, do you?
Nah.
You just do one day to the next. But with a plan, it's much easier.
Definitely.
And that's really what we're trying to achieve with Bacon Bosses, to help people who are at the beginning of their journey, to try and set up legally, to be compliant, and to feel comfortable as well, and to realise that you don't have to do what everyone else is doing to have a business that is achieving success on your terms. So that's what we're trying to do. But in terms of your business, Dawnie's Bakeaway, what's one thing that you're looking forward to most as it grows?
Hopefully being able to be in the kitchen more. My aim with this was to possibly drop a day at work. I do 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'd like to remove that Wednesday so that I can bake more. I think that's my goal, and hopefully I'd like to supply a local business somewhere down the line as well. That would be really good.
Oh, so you've got like loads of exciting things that you could aim for, really, and all it took was just having that belief to just start, putting yourself out there to get the sales in. So it's brilliant to see, and thank you so much for coming on here and talking to us today about your story. Where can people find you, Dawn, if they want to follow you or check your page out and see what your journey is?
So I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. I haven't quite got a website yet, but that is something that I'm leading up to. But yeah, just drop us a message and come and have a look at my story and see what's going on.
Brilliant. And for our listeners, don't forget to hit follow so you don't miss the next confession. And we'll see you next time on Confessions of a Bacon Boss.
See you later, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Bacon Bosses podcast. If this episode has helped or made you feel less alone, please subscribe, leave a review, or share it with another baker, because it really does help the podcast and us reach more people. If you're somebody who's looking for some free support, you can find our Facebook community by searching UK Home Baking Support, Hobby Bakers and Beginners. It's a really welcoming space for bakers at every single stage of their journey, including new hobby bakers out there. You'll also find the option to leave your email so that we can send you some free resources to help you on your baking journey. And if you want ongoing support beyond that, Bacon Bosses is the community behind the podcast, with our Bake Boss Club membership for bakers who want to grow on their terms. All of the links are in the show notes, and we're just really glad that you've listened to the podcast. We'll see you in the next episode.